All right, once again, you're here with RSG on the road here at the Maui Invitational, and I'm with a really good guy that I've gotten to connect with who works with the Maui News, Rob Collias, who's been covering the Maui Invitational for the past, I believe, 29 years. And we've both had the opportunity to witness a historic moment. Rob, was this an incredible day, man? Have you seen anything like this in all your years?
Well, you know, I've seen a lot here at the Maui Invitational, but that one was right up there with any moment that I've witnessed. I mean, you know, I think people came in here thinking that Duke was maybe an all-time team, maybe a team that could go undefeated, and, you know, Gonzaga missing a really good player in Killian Tilly, and, you know, they get out to the big lead, and then they hold on at the end, and, yeah, what a basketball game, man. There's been some really good finals here. Kentucky with Jeff Brasso won a very dramatic game here in 92 or 3 over Arizona. But this was the #1 versus #3 team in the nation. It's obviously early, but man, that was as good a basketball game as I've ever seen anywhere ever. And you know, it just came down to the fact that you know, two teams really wanted to win.
That's right.
This tournament means a lot. Duke has never lost here in 18 games until today. Remind me a little bit of that New England Patriots team.
That's right.
That was undefeated before getting beat by the New York Giants in the Super Bowl. But man, you know, it's awfully early. Both these teams are going to get a lot better. The Zags are going to get a really good player back. But man, oh man, that was just a heck of a basketball game. I'm not sure we're going to appreciate how good it was.
That's right.
Maybe for a few days.
It's, you know, people told me a lot before coming here, and you start to realize how important this tournament is. It's a small venue. You know, somebody from Michigan, this feels like St. Cecilia and Detroit, where you can go in a small box and watch great basketball. But these are organized teams. What has this tournament meant to this community over the years?
Oh, you know, it means so much. It just so very much. I mean, it's become ingrained. This tournament actually started for just a couple years at a very tiny little gym in Wailuku near the airport in central Maui, but you know, it's grown to become really the premier early season tournament. And you know, Coach K said, hey, this is not a conference tournament, but you know what, it really is a lot.
Yes, it is.
Like a conference tournament.
That's
when
right.
You think back to back to back, you got to win to advance. Obviously, you get consolation games if you don't win, you know, the first or second day. But boy, I think this tournament in 3 days, it's always the first 3 day, the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, before Thanksgiving. And you know what? This tournament has kind of spurred the explosion of so many tournaments. Puerto Rico, the Bahamas, you know, Myrtle Beach, all of those kind of tournaments came on the heels of the Maui Invitational. The Maui Invitational is the trendsetter, the pioneer, the maverick. To me, it's #1, and there's no question.
Well, you know, it's one of those things, after watching the game, I almost felt like before announcing the teams next year, announce a team and save the spot for the team that wins this year. Come back and defend it would be a great thing. I think the highlight of the tournament wasn't the game. It was you and Mark Few becoming friends. that to me was the highlight. You asked the question, you got the Trailblazers hat on, and he questioned. Let us bring folks into what that moment was like when you had that exchange with Coach.
Well, it was super cool. There was a little bit of a lead into that at the press conference on Sunday. I was wearing that same Trailblazer hat.
That's right.
And you know, he looked up. He's a Northwest guy.
Yeah.
I'm an Oregon grad. I believe he's an Oregon grad as well. He was definitely on the Oregon coaching staff for a long time before he got to Gonzaga. And you know, he looked at my hat and he said, "Hey, why are you wearing that hat? Why are you wearing that Blazer hat?" And I said, "You know, I'm looking for the big redhead. I knew Bill Walton would be here, and a good buddy of mine who lives on Molokai, which is just, you know, an island over behind us. Rick Shonley, retired firefighter in Maui County. he's retired and lives on Molokai. His dad is Bill Shonley, the who turns 90 very soon, and Bill's going strong. He's an ambassador for the team, and this is all from Rick. But Bill is the man who invented the term Rip City.
Wow.
You know, and which was, you know, for a made basket that would switch through Rip City.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
Mark Few, the other day in the press conference, looked at my hat and said, "Oh, you're wearing that hat again? I'm an original Rip City guy." And so I told him a little bit about Rick, Shonley, my buddy, and it was super cool. And I just shook hands with Coach Few, who's obviously a very happy man right now.
That's right.
On his way out. And Coach, the guys talked about it, but tomorrow at noon, Maui
Are you
time.
a Blazer fan, or are you just wearing that for?
But yeah, I think in the last 4 days, Mark Few and I have bonded just a little bit.
You have. Well, one of the things I want to thank you. You know, this is my first time out here, and right away you have made me feel welcome and made the Real Sports guys brand welcome here. I feel like this is a place I got to come back to. We love to go on the road, and you have definitely made this trip a great one for us. And I appreciate being here and spending this time with you.
Well, Maui no Kauai, that means Maui is number one, and the spirit of aloha lives in everybody here. And you're welcome back on my island any day.
Thank you. Well, this is Devon Wilson with RSG. We're on the road. Stay tuned where we're going to go next. We'll make a big announcement on that. We want to thank our sponsors, Bowman Medical Group, for all they've done. We want to thank Aston Mahana for providing us with the remote space and the lodging for this trip. Keep going with us. Everybody join the movement. You can get on it with us with Real Sports Guys on all platforms, Facebook. Until next time, we'll see you on the other side of the island.